We're back. I wanted to do this video over the 4th of July, so happy post 4th of July. We had a great time with our family at our river cabin. We go down and enjoy the river for America's birthday and celebrate with hot dogs and all that fun stuff. Anyhow, today we're going to do reviews on
Spider-Man, Far From Home,
and
Stranger Things Season 3.
That's right. So, we're starting for Spider-Man Far From Home. We have Spider-Man Homecoming going on in the background. And as far as parental safety for children, it's on par with, I mean, it's PG-13, but it's on par with Homecoming. As far as the violence goes, references, there are expletives, there's some cursing, about on par with Homecoming. It actually, in some ways, I'd say the violence is a bit more intense, but then it's also equal. I mean, Homecoming, the violence when he's fighting the Vulture, and then when the ceiling falls down on him, right? I mean, that's pretty intense and pretty rough. So this has it as well. If you're not comfortable with your child seeing Homecoming, you won't be comfortable with them seeing Far From Home. But if you are comfortable with them seeing Homecoming, then I think Far From Home is safe, right? All right, so on to the review. Hey girls, what'd you guys think about it overall?
It was an exciting
it was a great movie. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah?
And it was funny.
It was funny?
It was funny.
What was funny? Without spoilers.
How?
I don't know, just, it was funny.
It was funny?
Yes.
Okay, it was funny.
Killed him with the drone strike.
Well,
The best.
oh, yeah. Almost, yeah. Murdered someone, so... yeah. And that's funny! But Peter does try to rectify it. It was all an accident, really. But anyhow, it was good. What'd y'all like about it?
Everything.
Everything?
I liked how they were just trying to have
A normal field trip.
Yeah, but they had to
Yeah,
keep
Peter
leaving.
just wanted to have a normal field trip.
He just wanted to be an average teenager, right? On a high school field trip.
Yeah.
Going through
And
Europe.
there was nothing sciencey or anything about it.
But with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes, that is the mantra and life creed of Peter Parker. And his whole life always exemplifies that. And, you know, all the Spider-Man films try to capture that. Excuse me. This one, it did a good job introducing that, because you didn't really see that side of Peter with the struggle, the duality in the previous Spider-Man cameos and films in the modern MCU. I'm talking about with Tom Holland Spider-Man. You didn't see that struggle that was present in the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire films, that was present in the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man films. Just sort of that duality of the struggle of trying to have a normal life, have a normal relationship with a girl you like, and whatnot, and dealing with life, and then also dealing with being Spider-Man. So this captures that some, and it was good. It was a good move for the character development. And so, anything you disliked about it?
I didn't like how MJ was so different.
I mean, it's not bad.
I know,
It's just a very different.
You didn't like how MJ was different?
From the original.
Well,
I like Zendaya playing her, but she's just a totally different person.
But that doesn't mean you don't like it.
well, no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, especially after, so this one, Rhapsody is seen Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, the Sam Raimi. Hasn't seen the Amazing Spider-Man, but she knows like the way MJ is portrayed in those films by Kirsten Dunst, and those films portray MJ very much so as they were in the comics, even though she was kind of, her character was kind of a Gwen Stacy MJ blend, because Peter and MJ don't really get into a relationship. I'm the comic geek here until Peter's in college, but he kind of knew of her because it was one of Aunt May's friends' nieces or daughter or niece, kind of the same way that Peter is nephew to Aunt May, and Aunt May's friend's niece, I think, was MJ. Anyhow, so they knew each other as children, but they didn't get connected until college, and so the high school sweetheart was Gwen Stacy. So anyway, I say all that to say that the MJ that's portrayed in those films is very different than Zendaya, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you just got to see those again.
Well, I've seen them, but it was...
You didn't remember, you didn't
Yeah,
know,
I
and you were
didn't know.
younger. And so now you can kind of see the difference. Zendaya does well, but yeah, it's a totally different, very
Completely
brooding.
different.
It would be, you know, almost emo, but emo doesn't exist anymore. I don't even know what you call them. But that kind of, just a melancholic, kind of dark, brooding kind of character. So, you know, but Zendaya does it well, and you love her for it, and she's endearing. But yeah, it's not the MJ that we're familiar with the comics and the way she's been portrayed before. Production quality, visuals.
Great.
As
Marvel,
good as it can
Disney.
get.
Yeah, Marvel, Disney, but it was all Sony.
Yeah.
It's a Sony film.
But
Sony
yeah,
owns
it's
it,
as good as that
right? Yeah,
quality
it's
can get.
it's super good. I agree. I mean, it was just awesome. That's just how they are. So, yeah, that's top notch. Acting, performances. We'll just talk about Zendaya.
Yeah, they were really good. As we said, Zendaya as MJ is very different, but not bad.
What about Tom Holland? He's
He's a good Spider-Man.
he's an
I
amazing
really
Spider-Man.
like him
Yeah,
as Spider-Man.
which, well, you haven't seen the Andrew Garfield. I mean, I can't, it's not fair. Andrew Garfield does well as Spider-Man. Just the films as a whole are not good. But I love Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker. Tobey really delivers, that's the Spider-Man that you watch, delivers that deep sorrow, that you feel the weight of his choices. You know, Tobey delivers that, like, if I do this, I'm going to have to sacrifice that. If I accept that, I'm going to have to give up this.
Yeah.
You know, he covers that very well. Tom Holland, I think, depicts the fun,
Yeah.
funny, vibrant love of being a superhero that Spider-Man in the comics portrays.
Mhm.
But his character hasn't had to deal with the big issues yet. This film tackles some of that. So Tom Holland's great though. He's got the frame. You know he's English, right?
Yeah.
He has an English accent, and he taught his acting is with that Brooklyn accent.
Violet hasn't
He's
heard
got a
him
very
off camera.
strong English accent. He does a great job doing that Brooklyn, New York accent. You know, Queens, whatever. So it's great. Not Brooklyn, but Queens. Yeah.
That's fun.
How does it compare to Homecoming?
It's just as good.
Yeah, it is.
Which one do you like better?
I
Yeah, I don't know. I think both of them are fabulous, honestly. We watched Homecoming the night before we saw Far From Home, so we'd have it fresh in our mind, and I was watching it. I mean, but I gotta say, you know, it's when you have an amazing actor like Michael Keaton playing the villain, it's hard to beat. But then, I don't want to spoil anything, but then the actors that you have in Far From Home, Jake Gyllenhaal is amazing. He really is. You love him as Mysterio. Sam is funny. They go a little hardcore for Sam L, a little bit different than he has been in the other MCUs. I was a little surprised, but it all fits. And then, you know, everyone, the actors playing Ned. The only thing I have to say, like, the actors, I understand it's modern, but my brain, I'm still used, you know, Flash Thompson being a jock and being a jerk jock, not being this 5'5" jerk who looks like he weighs 125 pounds. You know, and I just think, how can he be such a jerk and he doesn't get his butt kicked every day? We just live in a different world. Whereas the Flash Thompson that's in the Sam Raimi is Joe Manganiello. I can never pronounce his name. But anyone who knows that actor, he's 6'4", 220 pounds of muscle. That's the guy who plays Flash Thompson and tries to beat up Peter, but then Peter catches his arm. He's 6'4". That's Flash Thompson. Whereas the Flash that's in Homecoming and Far From Home, he's like, dude, this tiny little guy. And I'm like, no way, Peter could beat him up. He is even as dorky without his spider powers. But anyway, that's just me. I have a problem with that because I'm like, he does a great job though. I love him playing a jerk. He is fabulous. He's funny. I just don't see him as the bully because he's so, his presence is so tiny. He just doesn't have any intimidation going. If he was talking back to me, I think I'd just, what? Sorry, what were you saying? Okay.
I mean, basically in today, it's not exactly you hurt people physically, you hurt them like emotionally, like you
I guess it
tell
is, right?
everyone bad things.
That's
through-
terrible. Well, that still happened back then, but guys weren't that way. Guys didn't gossip, you know. If we were mad at someone, we would just go tell them to their
Well,
face.
now there's social media.
Well, nowadays guys aren't. I guess they aren't courageous enough to face someone in person. Because back in my day, if someone was angry with me, they'd get in my face, or vice versa. Whereas today, I guess you just tweet about it. So and so was mean to me, and blah blah blah. And then yeah, I guess it's different. But anyway, that's any of your parents out there and.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. So once again, our camera
Yes.
cut off kind of perfectly, and the other one, we need to get a new camera. But anyhow, Stranger Things, season 3. So,
I
parental
have my,
warning.
I have my
Yes,
11 shirt.
The
Friends
girl-
don't lie.
the girls are super fans now. We let them watch
Finally.
all 3 seasons just in a
week.
couple weeks. You know, parental warning. The show is
TV 14.
yeah,
the
but
rating.
it's still pretty adult. There are situations, adult situations. There's a lot of language. It's pretty heavy in that. The violence is moderate, but there are monsters and there's some gruesome deaths. So, you know,
I think
I'd
it's
be
the
wary.
scariest.
It's
Season 3.
season 3,
I
but
mean,
all
it's
of them.
kind of, it's not
yeah.
exactly the scariest, I'd say it's the creepiest.
Yeah, it's
got the
the
most
style is from sort of the late 70s, early 80s Steven Spielberg films, E.T., Close Encounters, Jaws, like Poltergeist. I mean, Poltergeist was a PG film. Can y'all believe that was PG? They've never seen it, but
Jaws
was
was
PG.
PG. I can't
Yeah.
believe that.
but it's that type of creepy, scary. But there is adult situations. There is even season 3 introduces a gay character, and then there's also some references that one of the main characters is potentially gay. One of the main children is potentially gay. It's left up to speculation. Now, we're all about inclusion, but those are topics that maybe you'll have to talk. That's why I'm just bringing it up. You know, once again, we're a Christian household. We love everybody. That's outstanding. We just want to address it. So I'm just trying to be as open and candid as possible. So it's up to you. I'd recommend as a parent watch it, and then you and your spouse make a decision. My girls are older now, and we've had some big adult discussions, so that's why. But as I've shown, they love the show, and it's a wonderful show. It's awesome. So with all that being said, season 3 is so good. It's as
Great
good as the first
show.
season.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
as good as the first season.
Yes.
Second season wasn't that good.
Amazing.
Yeah,
But
I was
without-
gonna say the second season.
And a
No,
lot
it
of
was
people
good.
felt that way. The second season was good, but it wasn't as good as the first season, and a lot of people I know kind of weren't sure what to expect after the season 2. But I will say that without season 2, there would not be, you wouldn't have what's established to build and make season 3 so great. So, girls, what y'all think about it?
Great show.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
Amazing.
One of your favorites?
Awesome. One of the favorites. Emotional. Great show.
Yeah.
Just
And it's
great.
a show of, young teens, preteens, adolescent children who grew up together, growing into their formative years. Season 3, you've got the main characters, Will and Mike and Lucas and Dustin and
11.
Elle, and then
The new
what's her name,
girl,
Zoomer,
Max.
Max. So they're all now, I guess they're going into what, 7th
High
grade?
school.
High
No.
school? They
Yeah,
just
they're
finished
going
8th grade?
They're,
They're going to 9th grade?
no, they're going to, to high school.
Or 10.
No, they're going
No,
to
they're
9th
going to
grade.
high school.
So they're
No,
going to
definitely
9th grade. So the characters have grown, and I think it's very well done. So you see them in the first season, they're kids, they're loving each other's companionship, they still play together, they still have those
Dungeons and
childhood,
Dragons.
the childhood vision of the world that's innocent and wonderful, and even in spite of monsters, they still have that strong belief that good triumphs over evil, and I love that. I wish the world still possessed that today. When people say make America great again, they're talking about this era of time, that era of childhood belief that all things were great. And the 80s were fantastic. I'm a child of the 80s. The show, I was their age when they were their age. I was doing the things that they were, riding my bike, getting home from school, riding my bike. And I could ride for hours and hours and didn't have to worry about crazy people like today, didn't have to worry about any of that nowadays I have to be concerned for my girls about, It's just a different world, and it's sad, but that is when America was really awesome, and I'd love to see America be awesome like that again, and this world be awesome like that again. But anyhow, that aside, I'm just saying, like, those kids, you see that, and then the second season they're starting to develop an age and kind of step away from some of those childish things, and definitely in this season now they're trying to become their own and grow. Their view is definitely more teenage and more trying to be adult in that sense. Their mindset, there's a little bit of loss of innocence, but I think it's done so well, and it's an honest view of just the transformation from children and adolescents growing into teenagers and being on their own. And yeah, the writing's amazing. So, did y'all dislike anything about it?
No.
No.
What I don't like is that my mom keeps telling me to close my eyes or it's scary. And she keeps spoiling stuff. And
I'm not going to
it's
say
not.
anything because Mommy may watch this, so I'm just going to say okay.
Okay.
But I do know Mommy does that because she loves y'all
She loves that.
and wants to protect y'all's little mind. But yeah, I know. Anyway, the production, the quality,
Right?
as good as all of them. I mean, nothing cheesy.
No.
The monsters in this one, like the Demogorgon in the first season, Netflix didn't give the Duffer Brothers a ton of money. The Duffer Brothers are ones, the amazing creative team, they didn't give them a lot of money. So the CGI, you only see one Demogorgon. It's in the shadows a lot, but they did great with the camera angles and the pacing, and you had this Alfred Hitchcock kind of suspense and Steven Spielberg
Well, yeah,
suspense.
they did as good as they could
but
with
no,
the
it was
amount
brilliant.
of money they
I know,
were
it was
given.
brilliant. Second season, they had more money, and so there was a lot more Demogorgons and all of that.
Demidogs.
Demidogs, yeah. This season, I love that the show went practical. There's this giant monster, and I'm not going to...
Mind player.
Well, I wasn't giving anything away. No spoilers. Giant monster that's in there, and a lot of it's practical. Practical means it wasn't CGI. It was like, something. And it reminded me of the horror films from the 80s, The Reanimator. The girls don't know what that is. Even some of the Hellraisers. The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, which has some incredible practical shots and effects, with the monsters and stop animation. So it really dug into that, but it was nowhere near as scary as any of those films I just said, because the way that they made these designs, even though they were, it's a monster and it's scary and creepy, it wasn't like horrific and wet. And if you've seen it, when I say wet, I'm just meaning, like the bloody, meaty kind of things that those other films, whenever they showed a monster, kind of had that look. So anyway, I'm just putting that out there as well. But I was so pleased that they were doing a lot of practical shots along with the CGI. The CGI just complemented it. They didn't focus. The monster's just the CGI monster, and you kids are going to act against it. No, they had some practical effects that looked like it really looked really well done, and the actors were outstanding. I love Craig Montgomery. You know Billy? He's Australian.
Yeah.
The actor's Australian. I love Billy. Love me some Billy. I love Steve. Steve is the man. He's got the best hair. I envy his hair. I don't have hair. All of them are fantastic. And the kid, the actors, Finn, Wolfgang, Wolfhard, sorry, Noah Schnaps, Millie, Bobby Brown. I mean, all those, the actor who plays Dustin Lucas, everyone's fabulous. They're just amazing.
Gaten something last year.
They're all amazing. Amazing. Yeah, and then, all their performances were incredible. How's it compared to the other seasons?
Well, I thought we went over this.
Well,
it was
Yeah.
as good as season 1,
But
better than season 2.
Okay.
season 2 is still great though.
Yes.
Okay. Season 2's so great.
Don't push it out of the crowd.
No.
All right. Any final thoughts?
Great.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. They say, go watch it. There's Hopper. Hopper's fantastic.
He gets to play a dad
David
for
Harbour.
11.
David Harbour. Well, I mean, he's doing that in season 2, so.
Well, he
Yeah,
gets to be
so that's
more
not
of
really a
dad.
spoiler unless you haven't seen season 3. Don't watch. You gotta watch them in seasons.
Yes.
Don't skip the first 2 seasons because
Or
you
you'll
hear.
be super
What's
confused.
this? What's this show that everyone's talking about? This Stranger Things. I think I'll just start at season 3 so I can catch up. Don't do that. You're gonna ruin it for yourself.
Yes.
Just take
it's
the
like
time,
watching Endgame
watch.
without watching Infinity War.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or any of those other.
Yeah.
Right. So anyhow, that's that. The girls want to go watch more Stranger Things now.
Stranger Things.
And comment below if you disagree, if you have any thoughts, any shows or movies or anything else y'all want us to watch. I know Stranger Things is bringing a ton of reference to the 80s and bringing the 80s back into pop culture, my life.
I love
So,
the 80s clothes.
Back to the
it's so-
Future.
A lot of
I think, people, hopefully kids are going to watch Back to the Future again. That's amazing.
No,
We're going to watch Never Ending Story. We're going to watch Never Ending Story.
I
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That.
Got to watch that. Poltergeist. Got to watch that. Jaws. Got to watch that again.
Goonies.
I mean, count. We're back. So
Camera.
again, the camera cut off on us again.
It's
So
gonna happen every time.
so until we get a new camera, we're gonna get a new camera. But anyhow, we're wrapping it up, and just want to say, hey.
Go see it.
Watch.
Yeah. And as I was commenting, all these great films, thank you, Duffer Brothers. Thank you for, getting my girls interested in some of the stuff that I love and why I love movies and why I
Well,
love great
I
stories.
always liked the 80s. I watched Pixels. That was my favorite movie
Which one?
at the time. Pixels.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's not an 80s film,
No.
but it
I
has a
know,
lot of
but
80s
yeah.
references.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well, then, okay. Then we'll watch some of the films.
Mhm.
You gotta watch some of these 80 films with me. It'll be good. So anyhow, comment below, and y'all have a wonderful time. Enjoy Stranger
Yes.
Things. Enjoy the 80s.
Yes.
And indulge in wonderful Hawkins, Indiana, circa 1985. One of the greatest years of all time. So my 10-year-old self dreams of that. But, all right, y'all. Good night.
Bye. Watch it.
Well, good night or morning.
Morning
Morning.
or afternoon.
Or afternoon.